According to Jane Stadler, the modern-day media plays an important role not only in reflecting public attitudes and values regarding disability, but also in shaping them. This video will critically analyse the influence of the public media on attitudes towards inclusion and relate to a specific media example, Ian. Ian is an animated short film produced by Juan Jose Campanella and Gaston Gorali that centres around a young boy who has a physical disability. This film is based on a true story of a boy named Ian who has cerebral palsy. The idea of the film was originally crafted by Ian's mother, sparked from the frustration she had when her child was continuously excluded by other children and the wider public. The film showcases other children's perspectives of individuals with a disability and also provides insight into the thoughts and emotions of someone living with a physical disability. For the purpose of this video, certain contexts of the short film must be discussed in order to understand the connections to the relevant research. The basic plotline centres around Ian strolling past a children's playground with his mother. He observes the children playing many games with each other, and his imagination manages to transport him into the playground, mingling with the children. The children include Ian in their games and play, but it is when Ian displays challenges such as not being able to walk, being able to drink from a cup, or stand up, that the children's demeanour alters, where they resort to pointing, laughing and mocking Ian. Each time this scenario repeats, Ian is transported back to his wheelchair on the outside of the playground with a fence barrier. Towards the end, one child notices his eagerness to be included and participate with them, and she tries to pull him back into the playground along with the help of the other children. Eventually, they all proceed into the playground together along with Ian, and the fence barrier disintegrates to show the disappearance of the barrier. The media plays one of the biggest roles in influencing people's attitudes and behaviour in the way they represent relationships, communication and behaviour towards marginalised groups in society. Rimmerman supports this idea, stating that books, movies and TV programs are powerful tools that have transformed values and norms in civilization in recent years. Rimmerman goes on to describe how a person with a disability lacking social participation is one of the most common stereotypes portrayed in Western media. The behaviour that is associated with excluding people who show signs of having an intellectual disability or visibly have a physical disability is showcased in Ian, where the children repeatedly point, laugh, snigger, whisper, and physically exclude him with their body language. According to Knight, Petrie, Zumond and Potts, it is not only the person with the disability that is excluded, but their families also suffer social isolation and exclusion due to their association and relationship with the individual suffering a disability. Jane Stadler's chapter in Disability and Change discusses how categorising people in society as either able-bodied or disabled is problematic, as it creates an illusory, binary opposition between us and them. The division is evident in Ian through the physical yet metaphorical fence dividing Ian and the other children. This habit of the media in displaying disabilities this way contributes to continuous misunderstanding and stigma towards disabled people. Stadler goes on to elaborate how misunderstandings are created by people having little to no interaction with people who have a disability. The idea is that if people only view media images of marginalised groups and have little to no interaction with them in real life, they are more inclined and likely to believe them and accept these ideas as natural and the norm. Stadler's point is further supported in Suggs and Lee Guthrie's research, proving negative outcomes can be avoided by exposing individuals to experiences with members of perceived outgroups, such as people with physical disabilities like Ian. This point is yet again supported in a study conducted by Smedema, Evener and Grist-Gordon, where they found that the more contact their participants had with individuals with a disability, the more positive their attitudes became, and heavily contrasted some attitudes provoked in their media selections. This message and suggestion is enhanced in the short film by having the outcome where the children are all playing in the playground together, having broken down the metaphorical fence barrier. Furthermore, if people with a disability view a lack of representation of themselves in media accounts, they are likely to further believe they are not part of the normal society, as the media is predicted once again to represent the natural community. As mentioned earlier, Ian's mother's sole purpose of creating this piece of media was not only to promote awareness and assist with other people's understanding of the social isolation these people experience, but provide a platform for people with physical disabilities to be represented in produced media. Ian was able to witness a movie where the protagonist was a disabled child living in a wheelchair, something not as common in media releases. This short film, Ian, is a step forward where media are now portraying messages of inclusivity of marginalised groups and the certain actions and behaviour that should be taken to ensure that they are well respected and provided the same opportunities in society.